What are your memories of your matches with Demolition?
Demolition was there were some big guys, and I remember. Uh, I mean, they beat you up. I mean, they do the when they chop you in the back, and God, I'd crawl out of there to thank God because they'd hurt you, and they were stiff, and uh, but again, I believe that the gimmick got over pretty big, and uh, they were a tough group to work with.
What about the Hart Foundation, Bret and Jim?
Um, Brett and Jim, Brett and Jim came from Calgary, and so did the Bulldogs. And that whole gang, they were very, to me, this is my opinion. They were all very talented, but in this business, you only get as good as your opponent. So they had not been exposed to working with top guys like Don Morocco or Mr. Fuji or guys that have been working on top, for a long time. So they weren't polished.
Right. They were just working with each other up
Right,
there.
they were working with each other, and they beat the heck out of each other and do some great bumps and stuff, and they do things for no rhyme or reason. I think they all came here and they all became much better workers and they became polished.
Were you surprised at Bret's later success?
Uh, yes, I was. Because Brett was not a great speaker, great interviewer. He was a good worker, but he was not a great interviewer. And what was more surprised to me is it took Brett a long time to get over as a champion. What was more surprised to me is that when he finally got over, when I came back as a commentator,
Right.
and I just told Jim this, I said, it took all these years to get Brett over. And then when they had the Canadian versus the American, I said, Brett was over like $1 million. And then for them to let him go and take the belt away from him, when they did, that was what was so surprised to me because, again, Brett got over, as he went. He became a better talker. He became,
Right.
the package became better, uh, and then all of a sudden, there's a problem with him and Shawn Michaels, and they get rid of him.
It was all the politics and stuff.
Yeah.